Hello, my name is Christian Podesta. I'm currently an academic peer mentor for the Department of Residence Life here at Texas A&M University. So this is the second part of my LinkedIn series where we're going to be talking about building your network and what that means, how you connect with people, and that kind of a thing. So essentially, I want to start off by saying that Aggie network that we all hear about all the time, people are always saying that Aggie network is strong. You can't find the Aggie network anywhere else. The Aggie network, Aggie network, Aggie network. Well, LinkedIn is where you can physically go in and actually start building that Aggie network. This is where you can actually start connecting with people in your classes, your organizations, things like that. You can send them messages, you can add them to your contacts, all kinds of things. So LinkedIn is really where you can physically start building that Aggie network that we all hear about all the time. So if you're excited about the Aggie network but you're not entirely sure what it means or how to do it, LinkedIn is a great place to start. So first of all, go ahead and hit this. We're going to go ahead and hit this My Network button here at the top. And this is really what we're going to be focusing on in this video. As soon as this loads. All right. So this big section right here, these are all things, people, organizations, pages that LinkedIn thinks I want to connect with. So essentially, when you connect with somebody or following a certain page, then you'll see their posts, you can send them messages, you can see who's in that organization, and that sort of thing. So it's really like your friends on, say, Facebook. So friends on Facebook are the same as connections in LinkedIn, if you will, or friends on Twitter are the same as connections in LinkedIn. So these are people right here that go to Texas A&M because LinkedIn, through my profile, knows I go to Texas A&M. They know I'm a civil engineer. So as you can see, students at Texas A&M who are engineers, it's bringing up because these are people it thinks I might want to connect with. So of course, if you're, say, a biomed student or an English major or something like that, you can expect to see other people of similar in your college or of a similar major are going to populate here. So sometimes you'll see somebody here, oh, I know that person, then you hit connect and then y'all can link up. If we scroll down, we see people in College Station that I might know. Here's some companies, maybe engineering companies and things like that I might want to follow, see what they're up to, and kind of see what that company does. If we keep going, here's newsletters that you can subscribe to, hashtags you can follow, which we talked about in the last video, and then even organizations you can join, groups that you can join, and then here at the bottom, just even more people that it thinks you might want to connect with. And I think the page just kind of flipped out there. That was kind of weird. But yeah, so just people, pages, newsletters, all kinds of things that you can follow. They're all going to populate right here in the main page of your network. So this is where you can start building that network and adding people, connecting with people. And over here on the left is where you're going to manage that network. So first of all, the broadest category right here, contacts. You can think of this as your contact book on your phone. Any people that you have, their phone numbers, anyone that's like in your contacts in your phone, you can also have on LinkedIn, whether they have a profile or not. So all these people, these are people in my contact list, again, whether they have LinkedIn or not. So if they're grayed out, I know they don't have LinkedIn, but I can still see their contact information because, again, I put my phone number in and I shared my contacts with LinkedIn. The people right here, like say Jonathan, for example, he has a LinkedIn profile. So this little button right here used to say connect. Like right here, it says connect. So if I hit connect, it's going to send that person a message, say, hey, Christian wants to connect with you. Do you accept? If he says yes, then we become connections. And then once again, we can see each other's profiles. We can send each other messages. We see each other's posts, all that good stuff. And then if we see it says message, then that means we're already connected and I can go ahead and shoot them a message through LinkedIn. As you can see right here, if I hit that, these are like, it's a legitimate, messaging service. So I can send anyone I'm connected to a message. I don't even have to be connected to send a message sometimes. it does. It just depends. But being connected, of course, makes it easier. So as you can see, these are my phone contacts that I already connected. And then, of course, you can search through for a name or a company or anything like that. So I'm going to go back. So that's the broadest category of your network. So if we go over here to connections, this is kind of a subcategory of your contacts, if you will, more or less. So connections, these are people that you've actually physically connected with, as you might expect. So, I sent them a connection message or they sent me one and we accepted. So now we're connected via LinkedIn or we're friends. Friends on, like I was saying earlier, friends on Twitter, connections on LinkedIn. So as you can see, it's giving me the option to message all these people, and then you can even filter them, and you can really narrow down your search. So for example, I had an internship at Zachary Group, and the president of the company and I are connected via LinkedIn. So before my internship starts, I can go ahead and send him a message, asking him about the internship or about the company, and we can have a little conversation. So then if I ever meet him in person, then we already started a relationship. So I already have one foot in the door. So that's that'll give you a huge leg up. So if we hit search with filters here, so LinkedIn breaks your contacts into what's called first, second, and third contacts. So first level contacts, or first, second, and third connections. So first level connections are, again, people or organizations that have directly sent a connection request to and they have accepted, or vice versa. So all these people, like my friend right here, Ida, I sent her a message, a connection request, and she accepted. Second level, if I hit apply, so second level are people that I'm connected to via one more person. So as you can see, 10,000 results. So it gets bigger and bigger, right? So let's say my friend Ida is connected to, let's say, Ross right here, right? So he's my second level connection because we're connected via 2 steps. So let's say he's a project engineer at JQ. So let's say I want to work at JQ, but I see that he's connected with Ida. Then I can go say, hey, Ida, can you, put in a good word for me with Ross? He works at this company that I'm interested in, You can see how that might be useful. And then if we go to third, this is the broadest category. It actually won't even let you search by it because it's so broad, I suppose. We'll pretend that's the reason. But so third level contacts are, as you might expect, 3 steps away. So my friends, friends, my friends, friend type of a thing. So they're kind of farther away from you. But that's essentially how LinkedIn will break up your connections. So we're gonna go back. So here, as you can see, you can have, if you're working at a company and you have teammates, you can put them here, and then groups, people, follow. Actually, don't even entirely know what this option is, so we're gonna pretend that's not a thing. And then these are hashtags, which we've talked about previously, and then pages that you can then go and follow, and then those kinds of posts are going to show up in your home page. So that's essentially it for that My Network tab. Of course, you can also directly search. So you can hit the search button. You can search, say, we're going to hit people. And then just like the My Connections or My Network tab brought up, it's going to bring up people you're already connected to, people LinkedIn thinks you might want to connect to, and so on and so forth. And then what's good about going to search and then people is you can filter even better. So like you can go by location, you can go by current companies. So let's say I want to work at ExxonMobil, I can filter by Exxon and then say, okay, Caitlin, she's a second level connection at Exxon. Okay, who's she connected with? She's a shared connection, as we can see here. Or Elizabeth Kellen is our shared connection. So then I can go say, hey, Elizabeth, I want to work at ExxonMobil. I know that you know Caitlin. Can you put in a good word for me? Or something along those lines. Or I could go to Caitlin and say, hey, I was interested in your company. I know that you know Elizabeth, and I've worked with her in the past, And then Caitlin can go to Elizabeth, and hopefully Elizabeth will put in a good word for you. And you can see how powerful that could quickly become. So then, of course, you can also search for jobs in companies, schools. I'll get into that in some future videos. But that's about it for your network. So like I said in the beginning of the video, this is really where you can physically start building that Aggie network. Eventually, you start adding people in your classes, add people in your major, in your organizations. And then maybe in 10 years when you're applying for a job, I'll say, oh, Antoine, we're connected through LinkedIn. He was in this organization I was in. We went to college together, and now I want to work at his company. We've talked, 10 years ago. Let me send him a message. And then you would say, hey, Anton, we talked in the past. Remember we were in this org together, da 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 da. I'm looking into your company. Do you have any tips for me? And you can see, once again, you can see how powerful that could become. You might not use it too much right now, but when you start really applying for jobs and looking for a career, this can come into a major play. So we're gonna go ahead and hit this messaging tab also real quick. So this is just like this little tab I showed earlier. This is where you'll see all your messages to people. This is where you can send messages directly to people. This is just pretty much LinkedIn's built-in messenger where you can message your contacts. Contacts can they can message you. And as you can see, this person, actually I don't even know what this is. I haven't seen this message yet. But if we go over here, we can see I got a message from a Microsoft Technical Account Manager on this internship opportunity. So they looked at my page and they said, this guy might be a good fit for our internship. See, they even spelled my name right and everything. And then, here's an opportunity. Wow, So companies can search for you and send you messages. That's another big thing about LinkedIn. Sometimes you don't even have to do anything and they'll come to you. So that's awesome. But yeah, I think that's actually it. So thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I hope you come back for the next parts. In the next video, I'll be talking about searching for jobs on LinkedIn, and then I'll talk a little bit about using it as a research tool, using these search options a little better and what they mean. And then finally, I will talk about building your profile and how to go about doing that. So expect maybe another 3 parts to this. But yeah, thank you all so much, and I hope you found that useful.